I spend way too much time on Etsy, scrolling through all the weird and cool stuff I want to buy but can't afford. So yeah, I am that annoying person who keeps stuff in their shopping cart and never actually buys anything. I just let them marinate. But a girl can dream. But I did buy a couple of things from Etsy last year and I've been meaning to draw them. So I finally got something done. This is George and he's a good man. I randomly came across him on Etsy and I just had to have him. Those eyes spoke to me. Also like his description. He will kill your wife, he will steal your car, and he will ruin your life.
It's George.
Maybe you can change him. And I was like, I can change him. I can change him. So I messaged the seller and I bought George. And now he's the goodest boy. He will steal your car. Like, I would pay to see that happening. So at first I was gonna draw something really cursed with blood and guts everywhere because he is a killer after all. But I decided to approach this a bit differently. So his George long before his villain era, before he became a wife killer. Apparently this is what happens when you let Thomas the Tank Engine get too close to dolphins. Villains are born. So the story behind this is that some really weird things happened and George was born deformed and different from the other dolphins. So he was abandoned right after birth. The dolphin mom was probably like, you know, this is a bit too much for me, and she left. And then some kind dolphins found little George and raised him as their own. But because the world is a cruel and terrible place, George's childhood and youth weren't easy at all. Here he's just a little baby, all happy and curious, exploring and wondering about the world until he grew older and fully understood how cruel everyone can be. He was definitely bullied by other dolphins and animals, and it affected him deeply. Like these dolphins here are looking at him like, this guy will never be one of us. So, on top of knowing he's different and rejected, he's got childhood trauma from being abandoned, plus some deep-seated bitterness and resentment towards his parents and others. And it just grows over time until he can no longer control his anger. Like the description says, he's the worst. Wow. He's also a convicted felon. So yeah, George has a lot going on. And he definitely snapped and killed everyone. This was the last thing they saw. For some reason, this background was a bit challenging for me, even though I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I ended up redoing a few things like redrawing the plants around George, and I ended up reworking the background a lot too. I was actually heavily inspired by one of my favorite Moomin episodes, Moomin and the Dolphin, where Moomin Troll becomes friends with a dolphin and he can breathe underwater with a spell. Like, this episode has super beautiful underwater backgrounds, and I tried to create a similar atmosphere here, using the same color tones and drawing similar rocks in the background. And I think it's also really fitting that in this episode, Moomin Troll explores the underwater world for the first time, and everything is like super new and amazing to him, and he explores every little thing with that childlike excitement. So I think that's really fitting with George. By the way, I love drawing these wobbly underwater plants. I don't know what they are. I just think they look fun and I enjoy drawing them. And the picture felt a bit too empty to me, so I added some colorful fish here and there to bring in some color and life. And here's baby George, back when everything was still seemingly fine. I think he's adorable, both in this and in real life. He just went through some rough shit, got bullied, was completely misunderstood. No wonder he snapped and killed someone. I also had a little headcanon that his eyes were originally yellow, and they only turned red when he got a bit older and started losing it, but I still made them red to match the plush. I like the color scheme and that soft, hazy feeling, like it looks really nice, and this fish is definitely my favorite thing here. I just noticed I have some creepy dolphin man picture in this folder. I have absolutely no idea about the context. maybe possible George cosplay. Oh, well, that was interesting and not fucked up at all. Also, he has the same side profile as my dogs. And speaking of dogs, I ordered these custom heads of my dogs. And I love these so much. Some of you may not even know that I have 2 dogs, Haiku and Keiko. They're Japanese chins and I've drawn them a few times in my videos. They're also in the ending screen. These were made by RosiesMorbidOddities on Etsy and they're called Ugly Pets. It feels wrong to call these ugly because they are just fucking amazing. So one of the pictures I sent her as a reference was this one, and I thought it was a fun idea to redraw it with these. Japanese chins, like pugs, are brachycephalic dogs, meaning they have very short skulls. They also have like big bulging eyes. And these features are really easy to play around with through art and, you know, exaggerate them. I think she did a great job and really managed to capture those flat-faced dog features well. And many people find these features ugly. Unfortunately, they also cause a lot of health issues for these dogs. As much as I love this breed, I'll probably not get chins again. Like, they have incredible personalities, they are adorable to me. They're also very quiet and cat-like, and they're just amazing dogs, but unfortunately way too many health issues. So Haiku on the right is older, she turns 14 this year. She's my sweet old lady, and you can't see it here, but she has had a lot of teeth removed, so her tongue usually sticks out. That's why I wanted her head to have its tongue out too. The texture is like super realistic. Haiku also has more brown on her head, so I love how she gave her a brown tuft of hair, while Keiko has all white. I thought it was such a nice little detail. Also, this photo was taken in my living room, and I realized this is actually the first time I've ever drawn my own home.
Wow.
So, I don't know about you, but I don't see any difference. It's the same picture. This was just a fun little thing I wanted to do, and I tried to make them as similar as possible to the figurines. I made a few changes afterwards, like added some brown to the muscles, and I tweaked the expressions a bit, and I'm pretty happy with this. I think we both really managed to capture the true essence of my dogs. If I had the money, I would probably just buy everything off Etsy and spend all day drawing them. You know, it's really nice to support other artists, so every now and then it's fun to buy something, and I get to grow my weird-ass collection in the background. But yeah, I hope you like this. If you're interested in ordering an ugly of your own pet, I'll link Rosie's Etsy shop in the description, so check it out. I was supposed to buy a little party hat for this, but I forgot. That's how important this is. But it's been 10 years since I started making YouTube videos. 10 years! And it all started with cardboard. It's crazy to think it's actually been 10 years. Hopefully I'll still have the energy to keep doing this for the next 10 years, unless that asteroid kills us all in 8. I thought about reacting to my old videos, but I'm just not strong enough for that, so it's not happening. But I want to thank everyone who's been with me, whether it's been for a short time or the whole 10 years, you crazy bitches. And let's keep going. So thanks for watching this. Let me know what you think of the drawings. Be sure to subscribe, ding the bell, all the usual, and check out my last video about gaslighting. Stay adorable as always, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.